this is working. Put my headphones on. I don't need my headphones on. I'm going to put them on anyway. Make sure we are live. Hey, look at that. I'm on Twitch. Pulling up the stream on my phone so I can watch chat. Shows me as live. Turn the audio down. Get my drops. And we are good. Let's go ahead and tweet this out. There. And I think we're good, right? I think we're good. Dismiss the message. Get the game up. And we are good to go. Give it a couple of minutes here. Just giving it a few and letting people filter in here a little bit, and then we will we'll go ahead and get started with year 2 of the Chicago White Sox playthrough here on Out of the Park Baseball 24 on GM Games. My name is Aaron. If this is your first time here or your first time watching this video on YouTube, again, my name is Aaron. I host a small YouTube channel called Around the World Sports, where I play Out of the Park Baseball and a bunch of other sports simulation stuff. I'm too old to do the hand-eye coordination, so I prefer the more in-depth stat, spreadsheet type stuff like Out of the Park Baseball. So I've been doing Out of the Park Baseball here on GM Games for a couple of years now. Yeah, so we'll get started here in just a minute. I said the stream was going to start at 6. I always jump in a little bit early. Just kind of want to make sure that everybody is good to go. We are going to be giving away a free copy of Out of the Park Baseball 24 here tonight on GM Games. Drops are also enabled, so if you're here for that, you will get those. But yeah, we'll be giving away a free copy here a little bit later on this evening. And I guess we can just get going. We can just get started. It's 5:57 according to my phone, so we will just get this started. And yeah, so we are at the day before opening day, or I guess a couple days before opening day here in year 2 with the Chicago White Sox. We went. That's not where I wanted to go. We went 80-82 a year ago with the White Sox. Game worse than 2022. Played really well towards the end of the season. Had some pretty good performances from some of our players, and we'll just quickly kind of run through. I mean, you guys can see the stats here. I'm not gonna. You guys want to look, you can look, and if you want me to pause it, if you want me to stop anywhere, I can. But I kind of want to focus more on the off season and what we have kind of going forward. So it was a pretty big off season for us. If we go back to, I guess we could go to 2023. So start in October. Nothing in October. In November, did we make any deals in November? Yeah, we traded Jake Berger, Cole Seamoss, and Manuel Velaz to the Minnesota Twins, getting Matt Wallner. It looks like Wallner's ratings have dipped a little bit from where they were when we picked him up. But he's going to give us some pop. He hit 23 home runs a year ago for Minnesota. has 65 overall power against righties. He's passable against lefties. So we can play against both sides, but pick up a power hitting bat for 3 players that don't really fit into our future, if you will. So that was what month? That was November. December, we traded Andrew Bennington. This was the big one. December 27th. Or I guess in the Rule 5, we picked up Matt Cantorino. He's pitching in Double-A for the Twins last year, but it looks like he could be pretty good when it's all said and done. We picked up Giovanni Moran as well. So we kind of raided Minnesota's minor leagues for a couple of bullpen arms, and then in December we traded Benintendi. We retained 25% of his contract, and we sent John Park to the Atlanta Braves, and they gave us Max Fried. And they gave us Fried because I don't think they like the contract, but it's short term, so I'm okay with 3 years at $86 million. We wanted an ace, and we got one, so I am fine with that. Didn't do anything in January. Didn't do anything in February, and that leaves us where we are. Michael King, we picked up last season. He was out for a while with elbow surgery. He's back. He's gonna start the season in AAA on a rehab assignment since he hasn't pitched in a year, and we're still without Dylan Cease for a couple of months. So the long-term plan for our rotation is Fried, Cease, Brash, Houck, and then one of these 3. For now, it'll be 2 of these 3. So yeah, let's get to going here. We have to. So I'm at a point where I have to cut down. We have 34 players on our big league roster. Garrett Crochet is out for a little bit, so he'll be back sooner rather than later. But he's out for now. We have 16 pitchers on our on our staff right now. We got to get that down to 13. Is it just Santos, Ruiz, and Mole? We've got a couple of left-handers in Martin. Well, Martin's not particularly good. I want him to keep starting down in AAA, so we will send him to AAA. We will send Santos. The extreme ground ball is nice, but I don't like the 40. We have a bunch of people with 40 controls, so shouldn't worry too much about that. But Jose Ruiz, I think we probably will have to DFA him. Yeah. I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with DFAing Jose Ruiz right now. I'm going to send one more pitcher. Now, we are going to have to send another pitcher down once we get... I don't want to put that there. Once we get... once we get Crochet back, which is just in a couple of days. But, in fact, we'll have him back by like the day after opening day or 2 days after opening day. So, Mole is really, really... Wow, he's dominant against lefties. So I think Santos goes down. Mole, we can... Ooh, Santos is out of options. Okay. Let's see if anybody's interested in... I have just starting pitchers listed. It's quiet so far. It's fine. I don't mind sitting here and talking to myself. We can get Randy Arozarena from Tampa for Gregory Santos. His contract is pretty rough, but I mean, if we get a Arozarena, we would have Robert out in right. Yeah, we moved Luis Robert to right field because we picked up Parker Meadows last year. So, I mean, do we want... Hey, Josh, what's going on, man? Happy Sunday indeed. Sunday night, you know what I like about... Hey, fellow nerds, Cardinal fan, how you doing, my friend? You know what? I love Sundays. I love Sunday during the day. I absolutely hate Sunday nights, though. I hate Sunday nights because you're dealing with work the next day. So streaming makes it at least fun for a while. This trade feels obnoxious to me. Tampa wants to send us Randy Arozarena for Gregory Santos. I can't think of a reason why we wouldn't do this. It's going to give us a ton of outfielders, but I can't think of a reason. An early sim. I simmed at 6 last week too, random task. I do 6 o'clock because I don't want when the stream ends at 10, I feel like I can't do anything with the rest of my night, and that sucks. When the stream ends at 9, I still feel like, if I want to go downstairs and watch a movie or something like that, I can do that. So, I started going at 6 rather than 7. And all you've missed is I offered up Gregory Santos, and the Rays want to give us Randy Arozarena for him. I feel like there's absolutely no reason not to make this trade. It would leave us with almost no money this season. It improves our offense and our defense. We got Cabrera out and left. I would prefer to use Cabrera as that super sub. I mean, it takes Cabrera out of the lineup, puts Arozarena in. And immediately makes our offense better. It gives us additional speed at the top of the lineup. I can't see any reason why we wouldn't make this deal. What's his contract? 8, 14, 21, 24. I mean, it's a lot of money. What have his ratings done? Have they dropped at all? No, he's been pretty standard. I mean, the contact has dipped a bit. What do you guys think? It feels, I mean, it obviously Tampa's trying to get out from underneath the contract, but to me it feels like a great deal for us. I mean, it makes us immediately better. High work ethic. It's a 4-year contract, so it's not like he signed, right, 4 years? 5 years, so 4 years after this one. If we're in real life Tampa, I'd assume that they'd have a reason to believe that he's about to. Yes, that's a good point. Random task. I don't care about his kids, honestly. I think I'm going to do it. I mean, from a front office, from a salary perspective, here's the problem. If we do it, it probably means we're out on Tim Anderson next year, and that honestly may be okay. The defense has started to slip. That may be okay. And do the trade. Okay. I think I'm okay with walking away from Anderson because we can put Cabrera at second if we need to next year. I mean, he's been really consistent. Back-to-back 2030 seasons, 3 straight 2020 seasons. I mean, basically good for 3 WAR. The OPS plus has been down, but sure. Why not? All right. Fans love the fact that we pick up Randy Arozarena, as they should. I will. What am I going to do? We're at 13 pitchers, so that's fine. Shreddy, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're 100% right. I should have seen if he could have see if they would have retained. It's too late now, but you're absolutely right. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Maybe because I was a bit surprised that they were going to offer the deal to me. All right, so I got to cut down to 26. So Perez and Fernandez will go. Ramos will go. Hazley will go. We might have to make additional moves here. We might have to make additional moves because we have way too many outfielders. Yeah, I want to leave Pedro Leon up because he's the best defensive outfielder we have. But Colas and Sheets, I don't really care a whole lot about. Send him down there. Designated for assignment. So we don't have any much money left for this year. Our payroll goes up to 162 next year, but we have a team option on Moncada, which would be an easy way to cut. I mean, he had a decent season last year, but I'm not expecting another 4-win year out of him. And even if we do, I don't think those ratings are worth $25 million. So that'll be an easy way to cut back there. We can probably trade Aaron Bummer as well to save a little bit of money if we need to. And frankly, if we continue to, if we improve, we will have we'll have more money to play with. So, all right, we're at 27. I think we have to send one more down, right? We got to be at 26. Let's get to opening day. What am I doing? I'm going here. Yeah, I offered a lot of minor league contracts to people. Just so we can fill out our minor leagues with some veterans in case of injury, and we're not stuck with 1 and 2 star players coming up. Tony Kemp was probably the most interesting. He's probably better than Rodriguez, truth be told. So let's do that. Tony Kemp. I think we got to get to 26. So we'll let the computer play opening day, and then we'll just keep simming. The goal, again, like every stream, or I guess not every stream, but the goal, like last week's stream, is to get up to the deadline here tonight. Dr. Dynastic, how you doing, my friend? How are things this evening for you? Josh, tonight I've got the Athletic Brewing Company light beer. It's refreshing, low on carbs, and low on calories. It's classically simple yet expertly crafted with a crisp, dry finish. Brewed specifically for the sport of life. It's the perfect choice for any occasion or no occasion at all. Love it. Non-alcoholic beer. It's the way to go. That's what I had last week too, Random Task. How are things? Things are good. Things are good. We just traded for Randy Arozarena right before opening day. He's suspended for the first 2 games of the year, so he won't be part of our team. But we don't have a top 10 prospect. Where is our minor league system? Are we better than last? We are 26th. We have 2 top 100 prospects. Two top 100 prospects, Henry Davis and Christian Mena. I think we have to get to 20. Yeah, we got to get to 26. So I got to send one more player down. I think it's going to be Gavin Sheets. Is anybody interested in a Gavin Sheets? Not that we have any money left, but. A lot of below average talent. All the the calories. And I actually just like the way it tastes, truth be told. And it only has 25 calories, so it's basically drinking water. Trust me, man, if I could get away with having alcoholic beer, I would. The streams would probably be more entertaining. That is for sure. Max Meyer, is that the deal we make? That's the deal we make. We need some additional, I think we need some additional pitching. He's listed as a reliever, so if he goes to a starter, he's probably got 55 stuff. Ground ball pitcher, a couple of really good pitches. Let's just see if there's anything else. Reed Detmers. Reed Detmers put up 15 wins a year ago. I think that's the way we go. Reed Detmers. Yeah, I'm a lot more outgoing with some alcohol in me, but Yeah, those days are long gone, unfortunately. I can't I would sit here and I would drink until I either fell asleep or something terrible happened. So I think we're gonna go Reed Detmers unless there's another deal in here that's better than that. That feels like a pretty solid deal. Improve our pitching staff. See if we can also get Chris Rodriguez from them since he's injured. Maybe they won't care. He's out for 3 months. So it's a possibility. Detmers and Rodriguez for Gavin Sheets. And just as a reminder, so nobody thinks that I have trade difficulty set on low. I don't. I have trade difficulty set on the highest it can be set on. I keep my trading preference in the middle. We have hard mode off for this playthrough. We have reputation on. But yeah. So let's make this work. Who's this? Misael Gonzalez, a 22-year-old in the Arizona League. Yep, I'm okay with that. Let's complete that deal. And excellent. So Rodriguez is hurt, so we're just going to go ahead and put him on the injured list right away. But we also pick up Reed Detmers, which immediately improves our pitching staff. So we've already done a couple of things here in this episode that are going to make us, I think, significantly better. We will send Tanner Banks to the minor leagues. We will call up Reed Detmers. We have to set our rotation. Cantorino out of there. I don't like Kopech. We'll probably end up trading him. And I think we leave Burke in the rotation. We pull out Kopech and we put in Detmers. So I think this is our rotation. Fried, Brash, Detmers, Houck, and Burke. And then we get Cease back in a couple of months. And whichever one is performing the worst, move that person to the bullpen. Our bullpen looks okay. I don't know that I like Maul. Let's go ahead and clear the bullpen. So right now, who should be our closer? Is it Arrighetti? Yeah, because he came in and did great for us as our closer last year. So he'll come in closer and high leverage. Moran will be set up 8th or later. He'll also be the backup closer. Who is our other? Do we need a second? I mean, probably Castro, because again, he's the ground ball style pitcher. Tabby Cat, thank you for the follow. And I think, yeah, just because we've had some people hop in the channel here over the last 10 or 15 minutes. In about an hour and 40 minutes, we're going to be giving away a copy of Out of the Park Baseball 24. If you don't have a copy of Out of the Park Baseball 24 and you would like one, all you need to do is follow me on Discord at Around the World Sports, and then follow the general manager games Discord. Send me a DM just showing me that you belong to both Discords, and at 8 o'clock we will announce the winner. So I think Castro is our other. No, I think I want to make Lou Castro middle relief and setup. I like the ground ball ability of him, so I want him in there in kind of those middle innings if need be. Mole is going to be a specialist for sure. His ratings against righties are no good, so we're just going to leave him out there as a specialist. Bummer will be a middle reliever as well. We'll make Cantorino the other setup man. And then Kopech will be the long relief / emergency starting pitcher. So that is our rotation, our bullpen. I think our bullpen's a little, top heavy. Arrighetti and Moran are pretty good. And we do get, we will get Crochet back, tomorrow. And then we will get Chris Rodriguez in a couple of months as well. Totally Baseball VR. Thank you for the follow. I don't know that any of my pitchers are good enough to be a stopper. Like, I prefer to use a stopper, but I don't think any of them are really good enough. I mean, is Arrighetti? I mean, it would be Arrighetti or Moran, and I don't think either of them are really good enough to be stoppers. I mean, maybe Moran. You've only played like 3 hours of 24. I started playing, I started playing mine like a week before the game was officially released on Twitch, and I am finding myself starting to burn out already on the offline game, just because I've got this going on. I've got the Cubs going on. But you'd make Arrighetti the stopper. All right, we can do that. It's fine. Bring Moran in a little bit later. All right, and then lineups. Let's clear the lineups. So I think a Rosarena. Nope, not a Rosarena. Who's our leadoff hitter? I mean, is it a Rosarena? He's got the best eye. Void K's not great, but what's his career on? Yeah, I mean, his on base percentage hasn't been great either. Unless he's a captain, in which case he needs to close. I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. What does that have to do with anything? I mean, Anderson with the contact is probably a more sure thing to get on base at a 33, 34% clip. But I almost prefer Anderson in the 2-hole with that 70 contact. So we're going to put a Rosarena in the leadoff spot. Put Anderson in the 2-hole. Robert will be our number 3, I guess. Wallner will be our number 4. Right? Is that how I want to do this? I think so. Henry Davis. I don't like the contact, but he's got the gap power and the power. He'll bat 5th. Which of these? 40, 45, 45. They're both pretty bad defensively, so it doesn't really matter. If Arrighetti is a captain, only closers can be... the bonus for having a captain is... See, I can't tell if you're being legit. I can't tell if you're being serious. Like, since like 3/4 of the stuff that comes out of your mouth is nonsense, I can't tell if you're being serious or not. Is that actually a thing? Tim Copius, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. You're being serious. So only closers can be captains. The bonus for having a captain is more than having a stopper. So if he's a captain, he should be a closer. If he's not a captain, he should be a stopper. Is that what you're saying? Is that what I'm understanding? Interesting. I didn't know that. All right. Well, we'll take a look. We'll finish setting the lineup, and then we'll go back and we'll take a look. So we need third base, which is Moncada. Shortstop and center fielder. Center fielder is Meadows. He'll bat 8th, and then Ahmed will bat 9th. Tone Loke, appreciate the follow. Hope you brought along, yes, I'm going to say it, some Funky Cole Medina. Appreciate the follow. Let's take a look at that real quick. Arrighetti is soft-spoken and goes about his business, so we will leave him as a stopper. I wasn't aware that was a thing. That's interesting. All right, so Zavala, we'll start Zavala every 4th game. I want Davis starting the majority of them. Cabrera, they're going to have him back up at 2nd, 3rd, left, and right. Tony, Kemp really should be... No, you're fine. It just took me a minute to reread that. We're going to Kemp at 2nd. Every 5th game, Cabrera will play every 6th game there. He'll play every 5th game in left. He'll play every 7th game in right. So he'll play 3 days a week. Leon will get against righties. He'll play every 4th game. Probably play him a little bit more against lefties. Meadows isn't a particular... You're also dining non-alcoholic beer. The double negative alcoholic beer. I love it. Tone Lock. Oh, those young kids. I came out when I was in want to say 7th grade. Funky Cole Medina came out, I think. It shows you how old I am. I think against lefties, we start Leon because I don't think Meadows is particularly good. He's not good with the bat either way. So against lefties, we're going to start Leon out there in center. We are going to start Henry Davis. Wait a second. Okay, he is out there. Young punks calling you Tone Lock. That's rough. Tone Lock. That's, wait a second. It did not copy my lineup. Copy. Paste. There we go. I would assume that most of the people in this chat were probably not alive when it came out or were babies when it came out. I've kind of accepted the fact that I'm sort of the old man out of the park streamer, and that's fine. I can live with that. Leon. Let's see what it does here. Zavala every second game. No. Yes, Wild Thing. It's another good song. Those are fantastic, fantastic tunes. 5th game, 4th game, 7th game, 8th game, and then, I don't know, 10th game. So he'll play. You're younger than me. You're significantly younger than me, I thought. Anyway, okay, so our opening day roster is set. Check the waiver wire real quick, see if there's a pitcher or something. Thomas Nieto. I can now pronounce his name correctly, thanks to Random Task. Wow, he's 70. Look at that. This is good defense, man. That is good defense. Pitching potential. Let's look at pitchers. Colin McHugh. He's not bad, but Max Meyer's now on the waiver wire. I mean, I feel like we're destined to get Max Meyer because we missed out on a trade last season with Max Meyer. We're going to put in a claim on Max Meyer. Yep. A borderline number 5 starter who is a captain be more valuable as a closer than I thought you said it was Nieto. I thought you said it was pronounced like Neado. Could have sworn that's what you told me. Nito? Oh, okay. I still pronounced wrong. All right, let's play the game. Let's play today's game against Cleveland. Tony Kemp is not on the 40-man. I'm going to put Tony Kemp on the 40-man. Where is Tony Kemp? Now we can play the game. The game was canceled due to bad weather. Well, all right then. Crochet is eligible to come off the DL. All right, so now who do we send down? Herman? Yep. Injured list. We got a good problem here, guys. We got a good problem with our with what's going to happen here with our bullpen coming up here relatively soon. His ratings are okay. Once we get King back, we're going to have Arrighetti, Moran, Crochet, and Michael King. And then Cantorino looks like he's going to be pretty darn good, especially my guess is that his stuff gets bumped to, a 70/75? 75/75 as a reliever. So that'll work for me. Bummer. I would like to move Bummer at the end of the season. We've got enough lefties to make it work. I just want to check Discord and make sure nobody has joined and sent me a message because I want to make sure that everybody that is eligible for the free drawing or the drawing of Out of the Park Baseball tonight is there to win. All right, so we'll play now. We're going to play game 1 against Cleveland. It's important to note captains have a diminished marginal return. Having one captain gives you a boost to morale than having 2. Okay. Is it a diminishing return? Is it 50%? Like, is that I guess that would be a 25%. That'd be a 50% loss on each one, right? So then having 3 would give you, I can't do that math. You have a number 5 starter. That's interesting stuff. I didn't know that the game worked like that. All right, so we got Anderson, Robert, Vaughn, Wallner, Davis, Moncada, Meadows, Cabrera, and Ahmed because Rosarena is suspended for the first 2 games. They've got Jimenez, Kwan, Oscar Gonzalez, Jose Ramirez, Danny Jansen, Josh Naylor, Gabriel Arias, Tyler Freeman, and they're going to start Tristan McKenzie, who won 15 games a year ago. We got Max Fried going. Numbers are just for show. Gotcha. I understand. All right, let's go. Opening day at Progressive Field. They will allow pitchers to blow on their hands. Good stuff. Leadoff single for Tim Anderson. And again, I'm just clicking continue. We're letting the game play. Fielder's choice. Robert replaces him down at first. Vaughn with a base hit to center. How is your super team in BLM doing? Probably better than mine, which is surprising. My team's like 9 games out of first place right now. Matt Wallner comes up 2 on and 1 out, and lines out to the second baseman. Henry Davis draws a walk. The bases are loaded here in the first for Yohan Moncada. Moncada grounds out to second, so we strand the bases loaded. Psycha-Cola, you made a stream. Chi-Town is, well, it's opening day, so we are half an inning into year 2. He did miss a couple of trades, a sliding catch out in right field right off the bat. Missed a couple of trades in the preseason that were a bit surprising. We picked up Randy Arozarena from the Rays for a minor league reliever. And then we picked up Reed Detmers from the Angels for, who was it for? It was for, why can't I think of his name? The first baseman, Sheets. You went 1-5 today. I think that's what I went to. 1-5, 2-4, something like that. I'm 2-8 my last 10. That's all I know. I think like I said in chat, I think my window is closing in that league. I made 1 World Series. I made the playoffs 4 straight years, but I don't think it's going to get any better. So we'll see how it goes. Cabrera strikes out, and Nick Ahmed rips a double to left center field, our number 9 hitter. But yeah, Psycha-Cola, that is what you missed. How are you doing on this Sunday night? And Ahmed's hurt. Of course he is. On wherever you happen to be. Anderson strikes out. Is Reed still an idiot? I don't know. I don't think I looked at his. That's not what I wanted to do. Yes, it is. Where is he? Yes, he's an idiot. He often makes mental mistakes, but he was also a 15-game winner last season for Los Angeles, and we got him for a backup first baseman. Reed is trying his best. You had a bad sim, but you had a few straight 5-1, 6-1 sims. I couldn't get past Oakland. Like, that Oakland team is just absolutely ridiculous, and I just couldn't get past them. A strikeout for Fried. It's going to be an infield hit. Yep, infield single for Josh Naylor. You're doing well, better than Reed, so you're not an idiot. Good to hear. Good to hear. Fly ball to center. Catch is made out there, and that retires the side. So 2 shutout innings for Max Fried so far. Robert flies out to center. 3-0 to Andrew Vaughn. He reaches base for a second time. Matt Wallner. Fly ball to center. That's going to be caught. And now we've got Henry Davis. Catcher drops it. The E2. The A's in that league are powered by the pure hatred of American baseball fans. Random Task, you've been in that league longer than I have. How was he able to do that? I mean, the A's in this online league that we're talking about, guys, the A's have one of the largest budgets in baseball, and he won like 125 games last year or something like that. It's just crazy what he did with Oakland. Of course, we're also like 45 years into the sim, so it's a completely different world. But another good inning for Fried. That's 3 up, 3 down. Parker Meadows looking to get on base here, leading off the 4th. And he does. Rips that down the right field line. Rangers did a whole write-up after like his 3rd World... Oh, did they really? So I'll go into the postseason in that league, with 95 wins and, up against a team that won 115 or something. It's just ridiculous. Ground out to 3rd. Leon is out there now. He grounds. So is he playing shortstop? Did they really put Pedro Leon at shortstop? Tim Anderson with a runner at 3rd and 2 outs. And he strikes out. Did they put Leon at shortstop? No, they put Anderson. Okay, so they made the right decision. That's interesting. They put Leon in left. They put Cabrera at 2nd and Anderson at short. Okay. Yeah, that I knew. I knew he used to be the commissioner. He was the commissioner when I started. Oscar Gonzalez. Ground ball too short, 2 away. Oh, no, that's an E6. Error on Tim Anderson. Fly ball out to center. In comes Meadows. He makes the catch. There's a walk. 2 on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Naylor grounds to 2nd. And we get out of the inning. Yes, they are. Robert leads off the 5th, swinging at a 3-0 pitch. Flies out to center field. All the old Dodgers and then the A's fans. Now, probably, it's pretty crazy, though, to see the A's with a $260 million budget or something ridiculous like that. Vaughn's been on base 3 times here today. Let's see if Wallner can pick him up. Maybe a bloop single. It is going to get down in center. Vaughn will make the turn, and he is into 3rd safely. So runners at the corners with 1 out here in the 5th. And Henry Davis steps in. Davis to left. Another base hit. There's our first run of the season, an RBI single by Henry Davis. And we're up 1-0. Moncada now 2 on, 1 out. Moncada swings and misses. And Parker Meadows. Fly out to right. All right, well, we get a run. Yes, if anybody wants to join an online league, hit up Random Task. I'll give you the information. We got, I think, 4 openings in that league right now. Arias strikes out. So Fried so far, 4 1/3, 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 Ks. Hits Freeman. Mora now with a base hit to center. So they're going to have 2 on with 1 out. Freeman's over at 3rd. Runners at the corners with 1 out. And Jimenez up. 3rd, throw over to 1st, an infield single. Shoot. All right, well, they tie it up. Quan grounds to 1st, and we're able to turn the double play. All right, so we're through 5, still tied. Cabrera, Leon, and Anderson here in the 6th. Against Huskar Brazaban. He strikes out Cabrera. Tony Kemp will pinch hit. Grounds it to 3rd, and he's out. 2 outs, nobody on for TA7. There's another strikeout for Timmy. Not sure you have the free time. Nah, not a problem. It's not a big deal. We were just throwing it out there. We got some openings we're trying to get filled. Gonzalez against Fried. Base hit to center. Gonzalez against Ramirez. Pop up on the right side. Yeah, no, I don't care. Go ahead, Dr. Dynastic. My stream is your stream, my friend. Yeah, I see those fine. I see DC, I see Mike out, I see Rip. Yeah, or Psychicola, you could do what Random Task said. If you don't have time, just leave. It's already unfilled anyway. Yeah, Dr. Dynastic, I can see them fine. Olive oil and garlic. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. 2-2 on Jansen, strike 3. So we go to the... Oh, no, still... Oh, Crochet came in. That's what happened. They're bringing in Crochet to face Naylor here with 2 outs, and he walks him. Now he's He's going to face Arias. He strikes him out. Robert leads off here in the 7th, and he draws a walk. Andrew Vaughn, he draws a walk. He's been on base 4 times. Let's see what they do here with Wallner against Sean Manaea, the new lefty. Pete Rose will never leave. He's not even running the team, Josh. He's just in slack. He'll never actually leave though. You got to be really thick-skinned to take on the Reds in that league because he will nitpick. He'll nitpick. Henry Davis 2 on, 1 out here in the 7th. Fly ball to center. Not deep enough to advance the runners, so we got Moncada now 2 on, 2 outs in the 7th. And Yohan lines out to left. Believeland, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. We're playing as the White Sox here, however. If you don't want to challenge, there's the Reds. If you want to challenge, there's the Phillies. If you want no chance at all, there's the Angels. Yeah, exactly. All right, so Crochet's out there against Freeman in the bottom of the 7th inning. Freeman pops out to center. Almora, 2-1 pitch to him. Ground ball to first, 2 away, back up to the top of the order. Andres Jimenez, fly ball to center. Yes, he did indeed get kicked out of Spider Tact. That being said, though, Spider Tact also told everybody that they kicked me out, which isn't at all how that went down. But so take it with a grain of salt. But yes, we understood that he was booted from that league as well. Parker Meadows leads off against Manaea. He was in Spiders. He was the Cubs for I don't know a couple of months. We got a leadoff single for Meadows here in the 8th. Let's see what Cabrera does. Rounds into a 4-6-3. No, just a fielder's choice. Zavala's pinch hitting. He strikes out. And now Tim Anderson 2 on with 1 out or 2 outs. Fly out to the warning track. Still 1-1 going to the bottom of the 8th. Arrighetti comes in to face Kwan. Hits Kwan leading off the inning. Not good. He strikes out Gonzalez. Base hit to right field. Kwan stops at second. So 2 on, 1 out in the 8th. Danny Jansen hits a 3-run homer. That stinks. That stinks. So 3-run home run for our stopper in the 8th inning. Does he? Psych? I haven't looked. I know he's playing well, right? Didn't he have 6 RBIs or 8 RBIs or something the other day? Top of the world. ZZ top of the world. Thank you for the follow. We're 3 outs away from losing on opening day, and it is a doubleheader, I think, today. Strikeout of Robert. Strikeout of Vaughn. Yeah, that's how this is going to end. And a strikeout of Wallner. So Klaus strikes out the side. Old-time baseball. I don't know. I got my start playing these types of games, playing micro league baseball back in the mid '80s on my Apple IIc. So Fried pitched well. Arrighetti came in, got lit up. That's fine. All right, we lose on opening day. We just got to start simming here. Because, again, we've been going for an hour, and we're just through opening day. Good old micro league. I mean, I used to love micro league baseball. We'd pick up Max Meyer. The most fun I had, there were 2. I remember I had the 1989 micro league season because that was the Nick Saski year with the Red Sox. So I had the 1989 season that I would just play on replay as the Red Sox, and then I would play as the American League greats against the 1955 Senators, and I would try to run through the Senators pitching staff by the end of the year or by the end of the game because that Senators team lost like 120 games or something. So it was just fun to see if I could get the team to run through all of its pitchers. All right, so what do I want to? We'll just leave Meyer in the designated for assignment bin for a few days, and we'll see. A game called Hardball. I seem to remember Hardball. That was a game that you could actually like play, right? Like that was like hand-eye stuff. Like I seem to remember that game. All right, let's do some simming here. Let's do some 0-2. We got the Mets. We lost both games. 0-3. Good start here so far, guys. Good start so far. Lose 0-4. Oh, Dr. Dynastic. I was all over Stratomatic baseball. I used to play. I used to just sit in my bedroom as a kid and play. God, I had the 1987 Stratomatic season, and I only remember that because of all the offense in that season. We've gotten off to a really bad start. This is not encouraging. Can we get a win, please? No. Where is? Why is this game not putting a Rosarena out in left field? What is going on here? This is not what I told the game to do. Yeah, Stratomatic baseball. I played so much Stratomatic baseball. Yeah, McGuire, Bell, Dawson, and then I think it was, what was his name? Jim Price? Is that his name? The pitcher for San Francisco Giants. He only pitched a handful of innings, but he was dominant in those innings. So his Stratomatic card was just nuts. 0-6. 0-6. Not a good start for your White Sox this season. Head coach on, I've heard of it. I haven't actually played it, but I've heard of it. First time he played it was last summer. Yeah, I think you could still buy the paper, and we're 0-7. Okay, so Mole's been terrible. I mean, it's small sample size, of course, but I don't even know what to do. First of all, let's remove the pitch counts. I forgot to change the pitch counts like a dum-dum. Yeah, I don't care. It's fine. This is not a good start. This is not a good start. Did you like it, Josh? I played, it wasn't just baseball. I played Stratomatic baseball. I played basketball. I played football. I played hockey. I played college football. I played all of them. Much easier to do. Is it really? I guess you do it for each player. Why is it easier? I don't know. I find that to be pretty simple the way I just did it. I don't know. Maroon Alberic, thank you for the follow. 0-8. What is going on? Our offense, I didn't think our offense would be great, but I didn't think it would be, historically bad. Didn't know what, Dr. Dynastic? You have Pache playing at around 70 OPS. G code might be sending him to Double A until I don't know. 70 OPS is not necessarily unreasonable for Pache. I mean, I've had him perform worse and still put up positive WAR. This is really bad. Yeah, I'll give it time. About Price, yeah. It was it Jim Price? Was that who it was? It's going to bother me now. I want to say it was Jim Price. No, what was his name? Joe Price? Is that his name? Yeah, it was Joe Price in 1987 for San Francisco. I'm looking at his BREF page. Pitched 35 innings, gave up 19 hits, and he struck out 42. Put up a 2.57 ERA in 1987, which was, the ball was flying out of the ballpark. So, yeah, he had a really, really good Stratomatic card. Hey, we won a game. Look at that. Yeah, 70 OPS for a guy like Pache is good. Yeah, that's kind of the way I look at it, too. We won a game. Look at that. Arrighetti gets the win, even though he gives up a run. Aaron Nola on Detroit. Didn't see that coming. Back-to-back victories. Wallner homers, Vaughn homers. Burke strikes out 10 in 5 innings. Cool. Let's see if we can turn this 0-8 start around. We got off to a really bad start last year, too, remember. We were 7-22 or something like that when we got to the end of April. And then played pretty well the rest of the year. So Fried picks up his first win as a member of the White Sox. He does have a 1.04 ERA so far, so he's been really good. We got Toronto now. We lose 15-2. We have 2 pitchers with ERAs over 9. 3-10, 4-10, and we win a game. And for those of you who are in here for the first time, this is how I like to go through and look at the games. I will look at all the winning box scores and sim through all the losing box scores. It's just how I've always done it. Arrighetti's not doing well as a stopper. I guess he had one bad outing here, and then apparently had another one early on. Mole, put him there. We're gonna have to do something with King here in 11 days, and he hasn't pitched well, but he'll come up too. Yeah, we were 7-22 when April ended last year. So anything better than 7-22. 5-10 is better than 7-22. So we win again. So we're 5-2 in our last 7. So it's growth. It's growth. Parker Meadows hitting 290. Bears at 268. Burke pitches well, gets the win. Baltimore for 3 coming up. Get a cap. I have captains, don't I? I don't have any captains. I should get a captain. We'll get a captain. A Roy Kent, if you will. Baltimore here today. There's a 4-2 loss. And I know I can just click on the check mark. I just force of habit, muscle memory at this point. And again, since we've had some additional people drop in to the channel here, welcome. Welcome to Out of the Park 24 with the White Sox. Drops are enabled. If you don't own a copy of Out of the Park Baseball, I will be giving away a copy of Out of the Park Baseball 24 in about an hour. We'll be giving that away. You just need to follow me on Discord over at Around the World Sports, and you need to follow GM Games on Discord as well. So I will, if anybody's interested, want to potentially win a copy of Out of the Park Baseball, that is my Discord. And then General Manager Manager games. That is their Discord. So drop in there, follow both Discords, and about an hour, I'm going to give away a copy of Out of the Park 24. All right, so 6 and 11. Let's keep going. Got Atlanta here for 3. See if Detmers can get that ERA to drop. Nope, that ERA goes up. He is now 0-4 with a 9.39 earned run average. That has not been a good start. Ahmed gets hurt. We lose again. This is a disaster. An unmitigated disaster, if you will. We pick up the win 14-12. Need some hot tub time. Go do you, my guy. I'll try to keep rocking. It's funny that OOTP Kopech is a bad personality for opting out of the COVID. Yeah, it's Michael Kopech and Alex Verdugo. They're both just considered absolute nightmares for whatever reason. Arrighetti gets lit up again. I got to take him out of the stopper role. He is not pitching well. Robert with his first home run of the year. Wallner homers twice. He's let's take him out of the stopper role for now. Let's got to get those numbers to drop. What should be a good bullpen and what should be a good pitching staff is really not. So Castro, yeah, he doesn't get along with all of our pitchers. So I think it might be time, less than a year into this. But yeah, personal complaint doesn't mean that somebody is disruptive in the clubhouse. Right? Isn't that the point of that personality rating, is the effect on the clubhouse? Chad Berry. There we go. That's kind of more of what I'm looking for. He's excellent with development. He's outstanding at teaching pitching. Does he want to be... We're going to go ahead and fire our pitching coach and bring in Berry. We got Freed going today as we look for 2 straight. We can't get 2 straight, and we're 7-14. The only reason we're better than we were last year is because we haven't played as many games. We do win 6-3 here. Vaughn and Wallner each have 3 hits. Rosarena's hitting a lofty 200 so far. Let's take a look at the lineup and see what sorts of changes we can make. Brash is up 1 earned in 4 2/3. And we got to figure out what to do with King now as well. Let's see about trading the disruptive Michael Kopech. Maybe that'll help things in the bullpen. Jorge Mateo is another one, I believe. Yeah, I was gonna say he's another one who's disruptive. That's a name I remember as well. We need bats, right? We need people who can hit the friggin' ball. None of our players seemingly can do that. Nick Senzel, that's rough. That's rough. He was really good in previous episodes. No, there was something that went on in his past. Like he spit gum at somebody. I don't remember what it was. It was something dumb. But yeah, he has something in his past as well. And yeah, because of that, he can't outrun it in Out of the Park baseball. Aaron Ashby. Oops. I mean, replacing a pitcher with a pitcher, which doesn't really help. Is this a function of our catching situation? I mean, he hasn't been terrible. about just prospects? More people should be. I disagree. I think fewer people should be disruptive. There aren't that many players that people look up and go, yeah, that guy is just a bad apple. You know, it happens occasionally, but doesn't happen all that often. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, Psycho. That's, you can absorb somebody who's disruptive if you have enough leaders in your locker room. Think about my work. I don't want to think about my work. I hate my job. Don't make me think about my job when I'm not working. We could bring in Jake Rogers. No, he's not a captain. He's not a captain in this one. Interesting. He's almost always a captain. Keston Hura is a captain. Could bring in Keston Hura, but that doesn't really do anything for me. I don't know. I kind of just want to boot him. Okay. So the clubhouse appreciates us cutting ties with Michael Kopech. And I appreciate the fact that they appreciate us cutting ties with Michael Kopech. We'll stick King in middle relief for now. How's ratings dropped? His ratings dropped. Of course they did. Just as soon as he comes back healthy and ready to go, his ratings dropped. Of course they did. Your work sucks. Exactly, Josh. Doesn't that imply that you have a fair bit of disruptive players in your clubhouse, so to speak? Not really. No, I don't think so. I think most people mean well. They're just idiots. Yeah, I mean, I think low work ethic would be more of a common complaint in a clubhouse than somebody being disruptive, Shreddy. I think you're right. I think take a player who's got really, really low work ethic. I think that's gonna kind of rub his teammates the wrong way. Very rarely is somebody like openly hostile and douchey to all of his teammates. What do we want to do here? I don't know that there really is much we can do. I think we just try to this is the problem right here, right? A third of our starting lineup has got negative WAR through a month. Yeah, Psycha, I agree. I think the game really harms people who have Tommy John. I mean, how often do they come back just a shell of their former self, right? Player development, yeah, there's King's drop. Free drops as well. Outstanding. Detmer's drops. Put up a 9.39 ERA in his first month in Chicago. That's going to endear him to the South Side. And then a bunch of players that we signed just to fill our minor leagues. Jose Ramirez, batter of the month in the AL. Pete Alonso, Christian Javier, Spencer Strider, Gavin Cross, batter rookie of the month, and Malcolm Nunez in the National League. Let's do some simming. Oh, NS, how you doing, my man? You feel like the White Sox are a tough team to build. Their prospects don't develop, and Eloy and Moncada rarely find their form. Yeah, I mean, we've already burned through Moncada, Benintendi. Moncada's contract expires at the end of this season. We're not going to re-sign him. So, yeah, these first couple of years are rough. I thought we would be better than this, truth be told, picking up Max Fried, picking up Randy Arozarena. I thought we would be better. Fried's been really good. I thought our bullpen was going to be a whole lot better than it's been. So there's some stuff that hasn't gone as I would have expected, which is disappointing. So, yeah. Yeah, this is just ugly. This is just ugly. 9-18 for the White Sox. Our offense is just an absolute abject disaster right now. A couple of good performances here. Who pitched? Brash. He didn't pitch particularly well. It looks like our bullpen's starting to come around a little bit. But Yeah, I mean, we have the 10th best ERA, and I just felt like our bullpen was going to be one of our strengths there. Getty, Cantorino, Moran, Crochet, and now King as well. Maybe things will change when we get Cease back in a month or month and a half or whatever. No, it's not a career ender, random task. You're 100% right. Colasa, he played okay for us last year at 23, 24 home runs, something like that. Had a really low batting average, and he started the season in AAA. So we win this one 13-9. So I think that's our best offensive game of the year. 3 RBIs for Vaughn and Anderson. Rosarena, a couple of hits, scores 3 times. Detmers continues to get just trucked every single outing. We got Tanner Houck on the mound today as we look to go to 11-18. Nope, we lose in extras. Kansas City now. 10-20. Angry Badger, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. I don't know what the answer is here. I mean, it looks like Robert's numbers are dropping. They are. His overall eye and contact have dropped pretty significantly over the last 6 months. Anderson's contract is up. Vaughn, yeah, I mean, there's just not much here. I mean, Henry Davis and Parker Meadows are really the only 2 players in this lineup that I would say I am. I mean, Wallner's been doing okay too, hitting for some power. Like, those are the only 3 players that, I mean, no one's untradeable, but they're the only ones who are really performing that it's just ugly. Ugly. Get the win. 2 for 5, 3 RBIs for Anderson. Robert with a couple of runs knocked in. Brash gets hit around. Yeah, it's all been bad. All been bad for the White Sox this season. Figure you pick up an ace, you're going to be a better team, but not necessarily. Fried's got 1 win in a month and a half so far. Rosarena still looking for his first home run of the season. Josh, you may have been right. I don't know if you're still here, but you may have been right about the Rays and Randy Rosarena. You're a huge fan of Meadows, but you're salty because in a previous save you signed him long-term and he went Scott Kingery on you. I'm sorry to hear that. I signed him in my offline save, and he was the Red Sox starting center fielder for like a decade. Yeah, I agree, Random Task. I agree. Tommy John should be a Hall of Fame pitcher. 4-0 shutouts. We get some offense and we get some decent pitching. Reed Detmers, look at that out of nowhere. 5 innings of 1-hit ball. King and Moran lock it down. That's probably our most complete game of the season. We win 2 in a row. Never trade with the Rays. Yeah, you learn your lesson eventually. Hey, we win again. This time 10-9. Vaughn with 5 knocked in. Rosarena 0 for 6 with 4 Ks. That's not a good game. Houck strikes out 10 but gives up 6 runs. Ugh. A win's a win. I'm not going to look a gift horse, as they say. We lose. We got Cincinnati now. Playing some better ball. Baseball Fan 500, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Randy Rosarena, guys, hits his first home run as a member of the Chicago White Sox on May 18th. He goes yard, picks up his first home run. Look at Henry Davis with the .315 batting average. The offense is getting better. We may end up sticking him at first base. He's got a great arm, but that catcher ability is not good. You question their signing of Eflin, but he'll probably go like 15-8 with a 3.1 ERA. Cincinnati again. We got Hunter Green today. We lose. Nick Lodolo. We lose. Cool. Now we got San Diego, where we'll probably lose 3 straight. There's one. '15th. That is 15th the worst? Yeah, 15th is the worst offense in the American League by a long shot. There's another loss. So we were playing some good baseball. We've now lost 5 straight or 4 straight or something. Trade proposal from the Dodgers. They want to send us Jose Ramos and Josh Howitt for Adam Hazley. No, I'm okay with that. But if the game likes Adam Hazley, is there value in Adam Hazley? Bring on robo-umps so Gary Sanchez can be a star again. Yes, sir. Gary Sanchez, didn't have to frame baseballs and he could just sit behind home plate, catch the ball, and hit 25 home runs again. Sure. That's more fun anyway. Nobody wants Hazley. All right. We're terrible. 8-14 in April, 7-11 so far here in May. We got Oakland for a couple of days, so maybe we can get some wins here. Nope. 15-26. 16, a 7-0 shutout. You got to take the small victories where you can get them. Detmers again, 6 innings of shutout ball. Wallner hits his 11th. It's nice to see. He's providing us a little bit of pop there. On pace for 42 home runs. I'll take that. Andrew Vaughn, though, on pace for a 39 home run, 104 RBI season. So he's just can't get anybody on base in front of him. That's just tragic what we're getting out of Arozarena, Anderson, and Robert. You are good, Breeze. Don't worry about it, my man. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you showing up. We lose 2 out of 3 to Oakland. It continues to just be bad. There's a victory for us. 3-2 for the White Sox. Cabrera hits a home run. He's hitting 158. Max Fried with his 2nd victory as a member of the White Sox as we approach the end of May. Some biased fan kept telling you that AAA will attract more. That's just wrong. How are the White Sox? They're not good. The White Sox are not good. We are 18-27. Tim Anderson has 2 RBIs. Matt Wallner with a pinch hit 3-run jack in what looks like the 7th inning. Leon's hitting 310. That was a nice pickup. He's not playing a whole hell of a lot, but he's hitting the ball pretty well in small sample sizes. Cantorino with a 7. Okay. All right, so Cantorino's got to come out of this setup role. I'm going to put him in long relief. And try Bummer as the setup. When do we get Cease back? A couple of weeks? 2 weeks on Cease, then he's going to go on a rehab assignment. So what, probably beginning of July is when we get Dylan Cease back. Of course, his ratings will probably plummet as soon as that happens, but that's okay. Let's get to the end of May, and then we'll take a look at the trade block and whatnot. How the minor league? We'll take a look. We'll get to the end of May, and then we'll take a look. I can tell you our first-round pick from last year isn't progressing as nicely as I would like. 18-28, 18-29. As we got the Red Sox now. They don't play in Pawtucket anymore. They're Worcester. They are the Worcester Red Sox. Hey, we win. We win the final game of May, 4-2 over the Sox. Rosarena's average all the way down to 200. Tanner Houck picks up his first victory of the season on May 31st. We're 19-29. We were better in May than we were in April, but it's not going to matter. 5-8 1-run games, so not great, but that's not. And this is the issue, right? I mean, this is the problem: is our offense 15th and 14th or 15th in pretty much everything. Our pitching staff is. Our starters are good. Our bullpen is bad, which is the opposite of how I thought this was going to go. Worcester. Oh, you're killing me. You are killing me. That is how it is spelled. You are killing me. Minor leagues. NS wanted to look to minor leagues. So we got Brian Ramos, second baseman. Meh. Not really a second baseman. Probably more trade bait at this point. Oscar Colas. Not really a prospect anymore. Not really hitting in AAA either. I think that's it in at AAA. In AA, we've got... Ooh, where'd this guy come from? Frazier Ellard. Okay, we might have some help. We can call him up to AAA. Disable and promote to AAA. Christian Mena is a starter who, I mean, he looks all right. Looks all right. Not great. Looks okay. Carson Montgomery was supposed to be our big prospect in the minors. He looks like he's going to flame out here relatively soon. I don't know why I disabled his. I mean, to be fair, I like. I mean, I don't mind those ratings. I wish the contact was a 50, but it's fine. Yeah, there's just not much here. I've got players that I changed the AI promotion setting on when we first started, and I haven't bothered changing it back. Our first round pick last year was Jake Jaloff, and his numbers have completely fallen off. So this is going to be a waste of a first round pick, unfortunately. I think we have the 15th overall pick. We have a couple of young. Caleb Appleby looks like Appleby's gotten better. That's nice. That's nice to see. Of course, we need some offensive improvements. Noah Schultz is another one. He's still a ways off. Big lefty, 6'9", 225. I think some of these other guys, this guy was a 12th round pick. He looks like he might be okay. Zach Wadas was a high pick last year. He was our second round pick. So, I mean, and I think we have the international complex. It's been a while since I played. Alejandro Acevedo, first baseman. If he actually ends up as this, that would be wonderful. But yeah, there's not a lot. There's not a lot right now. So, I didn't understand why you were opposed, because he was hitting last year. Colson and Colas. You confused me there. You told me to sell the farm, not because the farm wasn't good, but to trade all my prospects. I'm just curious. Let's see what sort of value Montgomery has now. There's a little bit. And I mean a little bit. That's disappointing. That's okay. We will rebound from it. It's June 1st. It's 7:18. Let's see how quickly we can get through June. Hey, we beat the Red Sox again. 7-1. Max Fried. Looks like he picks up another victory. He does. He's 3-2. Wallner with his 13th home run. Vaughn drives in 3. Yeah, our 4-5 hitters are performing if we could get people on base in front of them. That's part of the issue here. Can we sweep the Red Sox? We can, and we're not even in last place anymore, guys. Let's go. We win 14-1. Yohan Moncada 3 for 5 with 6 RBIs. Meadows 3 for 4 with 2 runs knocked in. Arozarena, somehow we score 14 runs on 14 hits. He scores 2 runs, and yet still is unable to pick up a base hit. I don't understand it. Burke gets the win. Does anybody want Moncada? Should have traded him last year after he came off a 4-win season. They gave him box seats and a meet and greet. Interesting. We can get Nick Matone. Yeah. Just hang on to him for now. We're not even in last place anymore, guys. How's our chemistry? We're still happy, even though we don't have a captain. Do we have... Getting rid of Kopech obviously helped. I want to see something. If we do this and... this. Your Red Sox can do better, probably. Probably. I never claimed to be good at this game, Breeze. I just like playing it. So we got about 40 minutes until the Out of the Park Baseball 24 giveaway. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Ceddanne Rafaela. Hello. Did we just find our new starting shortstop? I mean, that feels... we could put him in center, put Meadows in right, and then have the best defensive outfield in baseball. What are you laughing at, Random Task? He looks really good. We'll see if there's anything else, but I feel like that's I want to see. I just want to see if anybody else is as insane as they are. Oh, Rafaela, it is. All right. He was incredible for you in one save. I mean, he's obviously got the defensive chops. You can play him literally anywhere. His defensive ability all over the diamond is amazing. So he could be our starting shortstop. He could be our starting third baseman. He could be our starting center fielder. Do we want to try to get something else out of them? I know their minor league system fairly well. Yeah, he really could be NS with that glove and his speed. Roman Anthony? I don't know. I mean, what if I added... I just am curious. We do have the make this work now button in our world here, so we can kind of use that as a guide as well. I mean, I'd love to get myself Marcelo Meyer, but that won't happen. We can try it. Nobody. Okay. Wow. Not that I need more bullpen arms. So they want Henry Davis. Okay, I think we just complete this deal. Trade Brian Ramos and Colson Montgomery to the Red Sox for Ceddanne Rafaela. And now we just have to figure out where he fits on our team. Cabrera's been awful, so I think the easy answer is to move Cabrera to the minor leagues. Call up Rafaela. And so what do we do with him? Do we put him at shortstop for Nick Ahmed, or do we stick him in center field, put Meadows in right? But then We're heavy in the outfield. Meadows, Robert, Arozarena, Rafaela. So where do... I don't want to give him Davis for Meyer. I mean, he's putting up a 951 OPS at 24. Have him play super. Yeah, but what does that mean? Like, have him play literally every position? Like, have him back up at every single position? Because, like, that, I mean, that seems like the smartest thing to do, right? Like, literally have him back up at every single position. And then have him at second base. Have him play every second game here, have him play every third game here, have him play every fourth game here. Now you got it in my head about Marcelo Meyer. Marcelo Meyer for Henry Davis feels... I want to see something. Can we get Marcelo Meyer from the Red Sox? Can't imagine that we're going to have anything close to enough to get him. But we'll start with Mena, and they say they don't consider that an insult. We need more. You trade Davis for Meyer. Bats like Davis at first base are not that hard to come by. But if we can get him without Davis... We're just, I mean, we can make this work. I'm convinced. Yeah, like, I don't know. We got to sim ahead a day. I don't know that deal gets done. Yeah, like, that deal doesn't get done off. That deal doesn't get done just the two of them. But I bet we got to sim ahead a day because I can't make it work. I like keeping Davis and not having to carry two catchers. Problem is, Davis is not a very good defensive catcher, but I feel like I don't feel like we're that far off. If I retain everything on Anderson, we give up Mena. Yeah, I know. I know. It's not that important, but again, his fielding, I mean, I guess his frame rate hasn't been great. But again, like, even that I don't think is enough. Yeah, okay, they will accept that offer. So if we're going to do that, I mean, Hickey could almost replace the bat. Who do they have? Who are their catchers? Reese McGuire and Connor Wong. Okay. But at least we know it's a possibility. Like the offer, you just need a little bit more. Henry Davis is not just a little bit more, though. That's the thing. Westcath. Okay. So, I mean, we could get Marcelo Meyer. He becomes our starting shortstop. This feels like a lot to give up, but what do you guys think? I mean, Kath isn't anything special. Anderson, we're not going to re-sign. Mena's our best pitching, well, not even our best pitching prospect anymore. He looks all right. Burke is really the only one I hesitate on because he's pitched well, but he is, I mean, he's just okay. And we would get Marcelo Meyer in return, who can play shortstop. If he can't play short, we can play him at second starting next season. This feels like a good trade. Gets us younger, gets rid of, well, it doesn't get rid of money because we don't have the money for Anderson. It's gone up a little. I mean, his stuff has stayed stagnant for the last year. It looks like his movement's actually dropped, and then his control's gotten a little better. His overall's gotten better, and his potential's gotten better, but the ratings themselves haven't. He did have a bump here in February. I mean, he's been getting better, but we're going to get Cease back here shortly. Appleby is almost as good as Burke now. Just need to see that control improve. What about adding a lot? What about Raylan Perez? The game tends to not value players like this, but I do. What about Raylan Perez? He's learned to pitch. No, he hadn't learned to pitch. I don't really think they have. I mean, they got a couple like Emmanuel Valdez and then Wilyer Abreu, who's the guy they got. They picked up both of those players for Christian Vazquez, but Miguel Blyce, I mean, his development, in real life, he's going to be a power hitting outfielder, but the game doesn't like him. Let's submit that offer, Meyer and Perez for Anderson, Mena, Burrows, Kath, and Burke. And we'll see if that gets almost. You want Arrighetti. Okay, well, then I guess we're taking Raylan Perez out of the deal. Oops. Okay. Yeah, so I think we are where we are with this deal. So Tim Anderson with 100% retained, with Mena, Burrows, Kath, and Burke to the Red Sox for Marcelo Meyer. Really, the only piece in this deal that I hesitate on moving on from is Burke. But I feel like, yeah, I will read that, Psych. I absolutely will read that. So we're gonna make this deal. They're not gonna like the fact that we gave up Tim Anderson, and I get that. Oops. I get that. What does that do to our fan interest? It's probably not great right now. It's a 73. We pick up Marcelo Meyer, who is really, really good. Marcelo Meyer becomes our starting shortstop. Becomes our starting shortstop. And then what do we do about second base now? Do we just force Ahmed to learn second base on the fly? Or do we move? I think what we do is Tony Kemp in at second base here. Yeah, I'll take a look. We got Rafael playing. I don't need him playing every second day for Marcelo now, though. I will have him play every second day at third. I'll have him play every sixth game at short. So he's playing every second game, every third. He's going to play 4 days a week. We can probably stick him out in right field, too. And we just got to figure out the pitching staff because now we got to call up another pitcher. So we can just call up Kopech again. But I think what we do is put Meyer, who's a ground ball pitcher, in the rotation. Yeah, Jaron, that's what I'm thinking, but I don't want to start playing Meyer at second base in the middle of the season. That's kind of the way I was thinking about it. I mean, Rafaela, stick him at short, play Meyer at second base right away. I mean, he's going to be really bad there right off the bat, but I guess that's not the worst thing in the world. Meyer at second. Rafaela at short, and we'll swap him around here a bit. If we go here, we'll put Ahmed in at short like every fourth game or fifth game or something. And he'll still get games at third and center and second and everything else too. Same thing here. Second base every fourth game against the lefties. Rafaela every third game in center. Once a week in right. So he'll play pretty much every single day. All right, well, we made a couple of deals right off the kind of well before the deadline, but we'll keep moving here. 6-5. Lose a couple of games in a row, which isn't good. Who is a free agent this season? Altuve. Doesn't look like Soto is. I think he signed. Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me with this contract? 8 years, $474 million for Juan Soto. That's a contract. That is a contract. All right, whatever. Kansas City as we're back in last place. We win there 4-3. Rafaela 0 for 10 to start his White Sox career. Marcelo Meyer 2 for 12. Yeah, that's a contract. That is a contract for Mr. Soto, that's for sure. All right, so we're 11 games under 500. We win there 2-0. I'm going to grab a drink. Hang on just a second. Meyer having a 264 total average so far as he's 30. Yeah, I mean his ratings look pretty good here though, so I'm optimistic. We win 2-0. Matt Brash 5 shutout. Another game here against Kansas City as we look for 2 out of 3 over the Royals. Get it with a 10-2 victory. Rosarena's got his second home run, and he has that average all the way up to 207. Rafaela's up to 333 here with us, 7 for 21. I want to give him the green light to steal a little bit more. Yeah, and I hope that he just plays. He's already played 2 games at second, 1 game at third, 3 games at short, and a game in center. So, yeah, hopefully he just plays all over the place. The Yankees coming up. Rodriguez. I forgot about Chris Rodriguez. We will put him on a rehab assignment. He'll be ready to go in about a month. We get Cease back shortly, and he'll go in our rotation replacing Kopech. Yankees now. An 11-3 loss. Win there. There's Cease. He'll go on a rehab assignment as well. Big win over New York. Vaughn, 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Parker Meadows, 3 hits and 4 runs knocked in. Parker's having himself a year. On pace for 66 runs knocked in. I got to give him the green light to steal a little bit more too. Maybe not quite as much. You know, I had something interesting happen in my offline save. I talked about it in my Discord. I had the Silver Slugger and the Gold Glove at shortstop, and they were two different players. I've never seen that happen before. Tanner Houck picks up the win. Anything interesting? Bobby Witt gets injured. Trevor Story continues to get hurt for the Red Sox. That contract is just going to be not good. All right, so we got Severino. We're sending Max Meyer out there today. 9 games under 500. 10 games. Aaron Bummer is down for 3 to 4 weeks, which probably isn't the worst thing in the world. Rodriguez has pitched 1 game. I think we give Frazier Ellard an opportunity here until Rodriguez gets some work in AAA. Okay, 3 against the Red Sox. The new look Red Sox with Tim Anderson at second base. They beat us in game 1 in 10 innings. We're back in last place. They beat us again. And we win 13-10 in 11. No, the Bruins won in overtime. I think they won in a shootout, actually. Yeah, Josh, I had a Gold Glover and a Silver Slugger at shortstop by 2 different players. Yep. 13-10 and 11. So that's cool. There's a win. Rosarena is hitting a $192. Rafaela is Ray King. 368, 400, 526 so far. Meyer, 3 homers, 5 RBIs. How's he doing at second? He's picking it up. The numbers are going to be rough. Yeah, numbers are rough. That bat, man. That bat. If that contact does reach 60, that's going to be a really good bat. Wallner continues. He's on pace for a 46 home run season. 500 this month. So we've, again, just like last year, we started off really, really badly. And then as the season progressed, we picked it up. All right, so we got Pittsburgh followed by Minnesota for 3. Yeah, they did. The guy who won the Silver Slugger at short, also, he was like Rafaela, played second, played center, played right, played left, played all over the diamond, but he played a bunch of games at shortstop. And my starting shortstop was a guy I plucked off out of international ball. He had like a 75 infield range rating, so I just played him at short, and he won the Gold Glove playing. They both ended up playing like 120 games at short. They just, they would substitute for each other. Moncada 4 for 4. Vaughn 3 for 4, couple of RBIs. Houck doesn't go long enough into the game. Throws a ton of pitches. Kopech gets the win. Yusei Kikuchi for Pittsburgh now. So let's get 9 games under 500. No, we lose. So this guy just gets called up, and now he's asking us to start a charity, which is going to hurt our finances, but it'll be good for fan interest. So you always start a charity. We're 11 games under 500. Can we finish the month strong, please? Get some wins. We beat Minnesota 3-0. Yeah, I'll show you guys. I'll show you here. Let me save the game real quick. We'll hop over to my offline save real quick. Take forever. So I'm only doing it for the PR. What are we talking about? Oh, I'm only doing it for the PR. You are absolutely right. So it was, is he on the DL? So this was the guy who won the Gold Glove, Jefferson Pena. His ratings have actually gotten worse, but you see he won the Gold Glove in 2032. And then the guy who won the Silver Slugger was Steve Ainge, Platinum Stick at shortstop in 2032. So yeah, I've never seen that happen before. But I thought that was neat. Yes, the charity. Yeah, I gotcha. Yes, I'm only doing it for PR. For PR's sake, I want people to think I care about the community and spend more money at Guaranteed Rate Field. I'm going to be broadcasting a game from Guaranteed Rate Field in about 3 weeks. It's a college game. Every year they play one game a year at that ballpark, and I'm going to be calling a game from there. Looking forward to that. Really? Cardinal fan, you've had that happen. So you've had a Silver Slugger and the Gold Glove at the same position from the same team? We won 3-0. We won 3-0. Brash 5 2/3. Marcelo Meyer at a couple RBIs. The game here against the Twins. 29-38. Yeah, they both played shortstop for me. One of them won the Silver Slugger, the other one won the Gold Glove. Cotta with his 7th. Detmers has again pitched well lately. April was a mess. May was really good. June hasn't been great, but another game against Minnesota. You lose that one. Tariq Skubal pitching for the Twins now. 29-40. Got a doubleheader against the Orioles. Must have had a rainout against them earlier. And we win one, lose one. Tony Kemp is unhappy. Yeah, I don't have fan interest. That's extreme. But that's good to know. I didn't know that. Brash. Crochet gets the win. Max Fried, 3-4 in his debut season. I mean, he's on pace to have a good year. Just can't get any run support. Our offense is so bad. It is up to 12th. It was 15th. It is up to 12th. So, I mean, it's better than it was. 12 games under 500. We win 1-0. Bill Pitt, thank you for the follow, my friend. Appreciate you. Nick Ahmed, of all people, with a solo home run, giving us the win. Fried, 5 shutout. Why did he only... What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here with Fried? How are Cease and Rodriguez doing in the minors? Dylan Cease has made 3 starts. Yeah, we'll let him finish off the month. Did Rodriguez get hurt again? No, he's right there. How's he doing? He's pitching pretty well. So they'll both be up sooner rather than later. Another game against Baltimore. Another loss. Offense, 1 run a game, 2 runs a game, no runs. There's another loss, another 1-run game. Another game with 1 run. This is just awful. 14 games under 500, 15 games out of first place, about 12 games out of the wild card. We fire the pitching coach at this, or the hitting coach at this point. I probably should have done that long ago. Who is our hitting coach? Ben Johnson. He is not having any luck this season, so let's go ahead and terminate his services, which are no longer needed. I mean, we can just bring in Joey DeMonte, just be done with it. But he doesn't get along with Marcelo Meyer, so I'm not interested there. What do we got here? Julio Osuna. Okay, I can get behind this. gets along really well with all of our bats except for Ahmed and Rafaela, who he gets along with fine. Yeah, Julio Osuna, do you want to be our hitting coach? Really good at development. Okay, cool. All right, so it's July 1st, and I saw that we already had some of our players from last season start their ratings starting to drop. Zach Wattis, yep, he's down to a 50. He was our second round pick. Last year's draft was a bust. Was a bust. That was the other thing. Our scout. We got a scout that's ready to go. No, still no highly favors tools guys that are better than what we're sending out there. All right. July 1st, and it's time to make some deals, I think. Let's get, well, we got 10 minutes, so I don't want to start getting too deep into stuff before I do the announcement. So we'll just sim ahead a few days here. Well, yeah, different how. I mean, yes, they were different, but different how. Rosarena with a home run. Detmers gets the win. Ellard's pitched really, really well since coming up. We're not going to be able to send him down. Frankie Montas now against us. There's a 12-1 win. Old School 1988. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate your follow on Twitch. Of course I've heard of parachute pants. MC Hammer made them all the rage, man. Meyer 2 for 4, 4 RBIs. Matt Wallner. So we're just going to, I want to, hang on a second. I want to make sure that nobody else join. We haven't. So we got about 10 minutes here until the Out of the Park Baseball 24 giveaway. Matt Wallner is just crushing baseballs. Love to see it. On pace for 43 and 103. Shame nobody else is hitting. Fried picks up his 5th victory of the year. He's telling you to go all in. Maybe it's time to trade everything that isn't nailed down. Yeah, I mean, at this point, we have some players that I want to build around, right? We've got, just starting at the top of the lineup, we've got Marcelo Mayer. We've got Matt Wallner, who's raking, so there's no reason to even think about trading him. We have Henry Davis, Parker Meadows, we've got Rafaela, and then I think it's time. He hasn't pitched again. He hasn't pitched since the 26th. I think it's time. I think it is time to Max Meyer's been really bad. Cantorino's bad. I think we we can just send him down. Great. Let's call up Dylan. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to give up on our pitching staff. Fried, Cease, Brash, Detmers, and Houck is not a bad starting pitching staff. Our bullpen looks pretty good. And we've got some offensive pieces now that I want to build around. I don't think there's a single player in the minor leagues that I would hesitate trading. Maybe Appleby. Maybe Appleby's kind of that one starter that I would say, I don't know if I want to move that, but there really isn't anything else here in the minor leagues that I wouldn't trade. But I don't want to get too deep into the trade world yet. I want to get through the giveaway announcement, and then we can kind of start to think about it. But yeah, our minor league is rough. So, all right, we got another game. We'll get up to the 11th. We'll get up to the draft. Yeah, I want to check my Pythag here in a second. Not that that's the be all end all, but yeah, I tend to agree. He doesn't think Max Fried is a Cy Young winner. He's not happy with our attendance. Appleby is the best prospect we've had in years. So the game must like him now. Yeah, he's now the 34th prospect in baseball. Of course, we're 27th overall because it's just bad. It's just bad. We're 4 games under. I mean, not that 37 and 43 is much better. Yes, I'm aware that 13th in the league is really bad offensively, but we have some good players. Is my point. Tampa coming up here now. We win 5-3 and 11. Rosarena had a couple hits. Moncada had a couple hits. Brash strikes out 10 in 5. Another game against the Rays. 3-1 loss. Glasnow. We win 1-0. I get that, but that's not how this game works. That's not how this game works. Rafaela homers in the 8th. Detmers goes 5 2/3 shutout. Bullpen 3 1/3 of 1 hit, 6 strikeout ball. We got Cleveland now. We got the Guardians. Let's gain 3 games on Cleveland here. Or lose a game. Cool. Lose another game. We scored 1 run in 2 games so far. And we win. All right, so we win here 3-0. 3-run homer for Meadows in the 2nd. Brash gets the win. Ellard has been just dominant. Look at that. 9 hits in 19 innings. And it doesn't help when you can't score any runs. We're going to mess around with the lineup here a little bit, I think, after the draft. We got to do something with Rodriguez, though. Kopech has actually turned it around, but I still don't like him. So we're going to go ahead and send him back down to AAA, and we will call up Chris Rodriguez. He's a reliever, not a starter. Long relief / middle relief. We're going to pause this real quick, and I am going to pull up my random, let's see. Where is my list of? There is my list. Okay, I'll read that in a second. I got to do a random number generator here. Give me a minute. Random 1 through 15. All right. So the winner of Out of the Park Baseball, a Steam copy, mind you, it is a Steam copy of Out of the Park Baseball 24, is Where Is My Cabbage? Is the winner of Out of the Park Baseball 24. I don't know if you're in the channel or not. I will ping you over on Discord. Steam copy for those that won't support the devs. Okay. You always got to have a comment, don't you? Always got to have something to say. I will send you, I'm sorry, I'm just telling him that he won. I will send you the key here momentarily. I'm going to send him the key. Give me just a second, guys. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, so that is done. So where is my cabbage? Is the winner of the Out of the Park Baseball 24 Steam key. Congratulations. Not many, Cardinal fan. Not many. It was under 10. So it's I don't know. I was a little surprised. I figured people wanted a copy of it, but it is what it is. So yeah, under 10 people entered, unfortunately. Where is my cabbage? I'm not sure. I sent him a message on Discord. We'll see if he responds. If he doesn't respond, I'll roll again and I will give it to somebody else. That's all I can do. So, all right. July 10th, we've got the draft coming up tomorrow. Yeah, let's get to the draft. Yeah, I think a lot of people have it already at this point too, but Cease pitched well in his debut. He didn't get the win, but he pitched well. All right. Draft. We're picking 15th. And I guess let's just get into it. We'll go pick by pick. Oh, gosh, another garbage draft. I guess that's fine, given that we have the 15th pick, but I'm sorry, Cardinal fan. A couple of decent names. Michael Mullinax is a popular name from my Washington Nationals playthrough a couple of last season. Aiden Harris, likely to be the top pick. Let's see what happens. Colorado takes Lorenzo Carrier with the first pick. Washington takes Aiden Harris with the second pick. Jacob Gonzalez goes to Oakland with the third pick. He looks pretty good. He's not a shortstop, but he looks pretty good. Fourth pick is Derek Curiel. He was somebody I was looking at in our Cubs save. Texas takes Tommy White, and I think now we can just go ahead and sim to our pick. Michael Mullinax is still on the board. So is Sademon Parker. So, I tend to, what is our draft budget? Not much. I didn't upgrade that because I'm a dum-dum. So we can offer up to slot. So Parker, I think, is out. Parker is out. I kind of am just gravitating right towards Mullinax. Good defensively in the outfield. He's got speed. He tends to develop okay in the games that I've played. I don't like drafting high school students in the first round. But that feels okay. You got Andre Madugno. He would be below slot, but he can't really play third base. Slade Caldwell was always pretty good defensively, wasn't he? Yeah. Pretty good defensively. I think he was. We're going back a couple of years. I don't really remember at this point, but I think he was. Braden Montgomery, no. PJ Morlando, you like the home run power and eye and discipline. Yeah, there's not a bat there that screams first round pick. Mullinax is really, I think, kind of the best option here. Am I wrong? Zane Petty, we can't afford him. Yeah, I think it's got to be Mullinax, right? I think it's got to be Michael Mullinax with the number 15 pick here in... Okay, that is the recommended slot. Okay, saw that number and I thought that's what he wanted, and that was over slot. Yeah, I think it's Mullinax. I think that's our guy. And we'll see how he grows in this one. All right. So now we are in the second round. Ariston Vesey. That's an interesting name. Another 18-year-old He wants 900K. High work ethic. He's good enough defensively behind the plate. That's not a bad option. The pitching is terrible. That is just awful. Any pitchers that are actually hitters? Poiro Ketchup with the subscription. Appreciate that. The Prime sub. Love it. Mullinax is a stud on your Miami team in Spider Tact. Well, that's good. That's encouraging, I guess. I mean, he was pretty good for us in Washington last year on that save. This is another awful draft. Last year's draft wasn't good. Brennan Siegler looks all right. I think we just take the catcher. Cameron Bagwell. Meh. Carson Bowen, no. Awful, awful, awful. Oh, did you go back and look? Was he hurt? Just take high work ethic, guys. Yeah, that's kind of why I was leaning towards VC. A catcher who has some potential ability, pretty good defensively. He's got the high work ethic. So we'll take Ariston VC with our number 2 pick. He wants slot. That's fine. Let's look at individual pitch potential already in the 3rd round. Josh, this is for you. There's nobody there. Random task, this is for you. There's one pitcher with a circle change, and it's terrible. Victor Quinn looks all right. Faraday. Shep Hancock. It feels like a name out of like the 1700s, and I love it. This game sucks, no knucklers. You have me on your second screen and you thought a prospect's last name was Ketchup? No, we had a subscription. Christian Rodriguez. I mean, he looks okay. 3+ pitches, high intelligence, decent enough stamina. College pitcher. Yeah, we can take Christian Rodriguez. Cal State Fullerton. Let's look at the fielding ratings. Mo Hampton. Good old Mo is on there. Somebody we always take. Oh, we haven't done our daily RJ Mayer check-in. Yep. Well, it doesn't look like RJ is going to amount to much in this world, unfortunately, but we tried. We always try. Hampton's really good defensively. Low work ethic there. Low work ethic there. There aren't even any great defensive players. This is like one of the worst drafts I think I've ever seen. I think we'll go with Mo. Cameron Davis is a name that I've seen before. Similar to Mo Hampton, except he's 18. Right? He's impossible to sign. The one commissioner mode edit we can all get behind. Yeah, that's just make RJ Mayer good enough to make the big leagues, and then whatever happens, happens, right? Just make him good enough. Like make those all 45s and 50s and just see what happens. Catcher that looks pretty well developed, actually. I like Ethan Anderson. He's 20. He's got some pop in the bat. He'll never hit enough, but I mean, maybe with the high work ethic. Jalen Melendez is another catcher I like to look at. We're just going to take all the catchers. Yep. Just take all the catchers. This is going to be a catcher-only draft. In my offline save, he made it. Well, he made it to Boston. I promoted him to Boston for 4 years, In his last 3 years in Boston, he put up OPS pluses of like 42, 26, and 19. And I still left him on the team because I couldn't bring myself to cut him. It's just how I feel about RJ. I said this was going to be a catcher-only draft. PJ Morlando with that 70 power. Let's go. I've just drafted 3 straight catchers. Because why not? Elijah Dukes. Low work ethic. But again, good power, good eye, and discipline. Sure. Oh, he gets edited to a 250 contact gap, power, and eye. Yeah, it'd be a good idea. Play 6 infielders and then just RJ Mayer covering the entire outfield. It could work. It could work. Yuck. All right, well, there's not much left in this draft. Let's go to individual pitch potential one more time. Anybody with a decent forkball? Thomas Blahaus. Cutter. 4 pitches, but he's bad. Splitter. Nope. Sinker. All right, I'm done. This draft is awful. That draft is awful. Yeah, I mean, you see what happens, right? I mean, you end up making all these picks, and you look at your rookie ball team, and you've got 65 players there, and half of them are relief pitchers, and the other half are catchers. All right, so we will be able to sign all of our draft picks. The question is, do we want to? We will sign Mullinax. VC was a kind of high ceiling, really young, high work ethic catcher. Christian Rodriguez was okay. Yeah, we'll just sign everybody, I guess. I don't know how I'm going to play 5 catchers on my rookie league team, but we will we'll sort it out. Yeah, we have 85 people. Okay, let's go through and make some changes here real quick. Let's get rid of, I like to get rid of anybody who is a 20 potential who is older than 22. 23 and older. Get rid of Briones because he's a catcher. Move him around if we have to. I think we're going to have like 7 catchers on this roster. It's going to be awesome. So we're down to 55. How many catchers do we have on that team? Yeah, let's go. 6 catchers. Okay. I'm not really sure what to do with that. How many 1 to 2 star guys do you see after round 5? In every yeah, that's a good point. Draft high work ethic pitchers over 6. We have 6 catchers on our A-League team with another 2 on the way. So we probably should, at some point here, can we look at our entire organization? Okay. Yeah, I mean, we signed some of these players to be depth. I think we can probably cut bait on some of them. I'm looking at their defensive ratings. Colby Smelly. That is just, I am sorry, man. All right, so there, we just cut 7 catchers from our organization. One with good catch. Yeah, I'm not going to cut any of them. All right, so we're through the draft. Our fan interest is actually up to an 81, believe it or not. So the time has come to see if we can trade everything that's not nailed down. Let's start with a Rosarena. Not that anyone's going to take him, given how bad he's been. I'm also going to look at trading Robert. His ratings have dropped. Okay. So the Yankees are willing to take him off our hands if we retain 50%, which is just gross mismanagement on my part, and I should probably be fired, but, you know, it's neither here nor there at this point. It's just frustrating because those ratings tell me he should be better than he is. At least I know I can do that. I'm not ready to make that deal just yet. Let's see about Robert. He's 25. I mean, he's still not technically a bust. Hayden Wesneski, pick him up from the Cubs. He's having a pretty good season. Clark Schmidt. We're getting some more interest in Robert. At least a little bit. I can't attempt any more shops today. All right, let's sim ahead a day. Verdugo. We could bring in another disruptive force. Plays for San Francisco. He's getting 330 with the Giants. Nasty Nate is on the block. He's not pitching well for the Dodgers. I assume most of these players have contracts that expire this season. I wonder if there's some way we can trade a contract that expires at the end of this season for a contract that doesn't. Like pick up somebody who's worse. Like I love me some Kike Hernandez. Would Washington want? They can't afford them. Yeah, that's I think part of this. You trade all the Cubs to the White Sox. And yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I wish we could have had Dylan Cruz. Why do you want me to trade Henry Davis? I mean, we'll see what we can get for him. You are really anxious for me to trade Henry Davis. Warming Bernabel. I mean, are you kidding me with that name? It's just an awesome name. Warming Bernabel. You're very clearly really good at this game. He doesn't have a Shane Langley, eh? We want to go from a good offensive catcher to a good defensive one. I don't like it. And George Kirby. Not that we need necessarily another starting. I mean, I guess you can never have too much starting pitching, right? How did Estuary Ruiz end up on Tampa? He just got traded to him at the deadline last year. What about just prospects? Always breaks camp and pops off. Yeah, I just love the name. I love the name. I just don't want to tweak him by putting up trade offers for him that I'm not really interested in making. Just wanted to see if there was anything there. Daniel Susak is a 75 or 70 overall. Nope. 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 All right, well, enough of that. I mean, do I just bite the bullet and just say this was a failed attempt at trying to make our team better this season and just send him to New York for 50%? Something that would be really cool in future out of the park games would be organizational bonuses. Like if you hit certain goals, you can activate perks, a talent change bonus, reduction in international amateur signings. Many players would sign for less in other orgs because of the history. What I would like to see is the player, the owner goals actually have impact on things like your budget. Like if I said, like if my owner said, I want you to improve these 4 things, and I did each one of those things, I would then like him to be able to come back to me and say, you met all the goals that we wanted, so we're going to bump your, your scouting budget or your whatever it is. What if I retain 50 on Luis Robert? I would think he's got more value because he's only 26. Can I get a catcher to pair along? Like, can I get like a 65 or 70 overall catcher to pair along with Henry Davis, and then I can just use that catcher as a defensive replacement? There's our captain. You can bring in Joey Bart from the Cubs. Antonio Gomez. He's only a 50 in this one. Siegler, I think, is usually pretty good. He's only a 60 in this one. Right. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like if he tells you to do something and you consistently meet the goals and expectations that he has for you, that you should be rewarded for that. I agree. Six to 5. Just gonna sim ahead another couple days here, get closer to the deadline. Another loss. We went 11-5 going into the break. Marcelo Meyer 3 for 5. Robert has 2 hits. Vaughn has 2 hits. Waller has 2 hits. Moncada with 3 hits. Rafaela with 4 hits. Meadows with 2. Moncada hits his 11th. Fried is now 6-4. Who made the All-Star team for us? Max Fried. Yeah, that's not a surprise. Anybody else? Marcelo Meyer made the All-Star team for us. You like to see that. Made it as a shortstop, even though we have him playing second base. How's he been doing for us? A 942 OPS, 161 OPS plus. You love it. You love to see that. So we had 2 All-Stars. Did all of our... Come on, Josh. Get with it. Not pitching badly this year. Has he not signed yet? Our first 2 picks haven't signed yet. Terrific. I really want... What has the trade block changed at all? Dugo. No. That's a bad trade block. Additionally, it would be cool if the owner recognizes the stage the organization is in. If you're in win now mode, your owner should give you an expanded budget. Yeah, like you should be able to go to your owner and say, hey, I need another $3 million to get this player, and you should then be given another goal. Well, if I'm going to give you this money, then you need to at least make the playoffs, or you need to at least advance to the league championship series, or something like that. I think if you should be able to go to your owner and ask for those things. Personally, it's just my take. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks that way, but yeah, except in pro basketball, you're doing it at the beginning of the season, right? You're going to your owner at the beginning of the season and saying, I need a bigger budget this year. Like, I would like to be able to go to the owner at the deadline and say, I need $5 million to pick up, Mookie Betts or whoever it is. Yeah, Robert, we got to move. The ratings are starting to go the wrong direction. The contact is dropped. Run by AI. What kind of prospects can we get? That's not what I wanted to do. AI is going to replace us all eventually anyway, so. Looking at Brennan Davis. Not a lot of prospects for Robert. That's not encouraging. Oh, this is not good. But we got to do it, and we got to move him. This contract only gets worse. Making 12.5 this year, then it's 15, then 20. Yeah, and I like that. That's a good idea, NS. I like that. If there's anybody from out of the park in here watching, that's a fantastic idea. Should have a July 1st. We have the trade deadline sort of mini game. We should have like a July 1st mini game where like you discuss the trade deadline with your owner. I like that idea. Thing is, I don't need pitching. Get Morel, who really is not that much worse than Robert. He's not. That's not a bad idea. We could get Joey Bart back too, maybe. Mickey Moniak. Yeah, only a handful of teams want him. So what if we did that and also asked for that? So they're willing to do that. So let's back off here a little bit. Let's go down to 35 and see what will make that work. Okay, so we can give you Tanner McDougal. Oops, he's a high work ethic guy, which isn't great, but that's fine. Go down to 20. Yeah, that would be a good idea too. So this is the only other make it work we can do today. Okay, so we can add in another piece. One of our number of catchers. Do I complete it, or do I sim ahead a day and see about... Do I sim ahead a day and see if we can get this down to 0? He's He's tall. Don't do it. McDougal. What about Kelly? He's not tall. He's got high work ethic. All right, I won't trade McDougal. What about Jared Kelly? What about, here we go, Matthew Thompson. He's 6'3". That's not super tall, right? I'll give them Matthew Thompson. All right, let's submit it with nothing retained. Thompson has not really developed, so I'm okay with this. Robert to the Cubs, of all teams, with Thompson and Victor Torres for Christopher Morel and Joey Bart. Let's submit that and see what we get from the Cubs on the other side. Well, it's tall, but it's not like tall. All right, so we can just give 6'4". See, that guy's tall. I don't want to give up that guy. Peyton Pallette, 6'1". Samil Polanco, you can have him. All right. So Christopher Morel, who hasn't been great for the Cubs this year, but he's only 25, can play all over the diamond relatively well. And Joey Bart, who is ARB eligible at 2.4, but we can have Bart as a captain, and he'll be that kind of defensive half of our catcher tandem. We'll make that deal. Fans aren't happy that we gave up Robert, but the team is happy that we pick up Joey Bart. So we can, because Savala is only hitting $171 this year, so we can send him. He has to clear waivers. Designate him for assignment. We'll put Bart and Morel on the big league roster. Yeah, I mean, our fan interest is still fine, right? Our fan interest was a 71 when the season started. It's up to an 80 now. So from a lineup perspective, Morel in left. I guess it doesn't really matter. Raphael is playing well. I just want to leave him where he is because he's playing so well. But also having him in center, well, I mean, he's going to continue to play almost every day. So who goes into right? Is it Leon? I think it's Leon. Not that that's going to improve our offense at all, but he'll get a start every third game, but he'll also come in as a defensive sub. I don't want Leon batting third. We'll move Henry Davis up there. We'll move Moncada up. I think it's time to move Rafaela up too. Time to do something like this. Let's try something like that against righties. Meyer and Rafaela at the top of our lineup. Not interested then, huh? You gotta be 6'6" on the nose. And then against, I think we just stick, because I mean, he can't hit lefties or righties, but he's hitting okay this year. Morel is better against lefties. I think maybe we sacrifice a little bit of defense against lefties to get a little more offense out there. We'll leave a Rosarena in the leadoff spot against lefties because he has a pretty good bat. We're going to move Davis up, we'll move Vaughn up. We'll do something like that. And then Bart against lefties will start there, but he'll also have him as a defensive sub. All right. Already look at this. Marcelo Meyer with a 4-for-4 outing. All right, let's see how this game goes against Texas and Chris Sale facing his former team. 14 games under 500 facing Chris Sale. And we win 5-1. Not a great pitching prospect, huh? So we win 5-1 against Sale. Morel scores a couple of runs in his debut. Joey Bart in his Chicago White Sox debut goes 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs, including a solo home run in the 9th. Fried picks up his 7th victory of the year. This game is going to test me tonight, guys. It's testing me. It's going to test me, that's for sure. We win again, and we lose Rafaela for the year. Because of course we do. Meyer out of the leadoff spot has a couple hits. Vaughn goes 3 for 4. That is infuriating. We're playing good baseball here in July, and we lose Rafaela for the rest of the season. Good stuff. So that means Ahmed goes back into short. It means we got to shuffle our lineup around. Move Rosarena up. Ahmed down to the bottom. So that means Kemp now in at second. 60 arm. Kemp has a 45 arm, so that means Morel there. He's got the better range. 55, I guess. Morel at short, I suppose. Morel out and left. Leone in center. And Kemp can play right a little bit. Oh, man, that sucks. Crepe restaurant in Cherry Creek. That is really, really specific. That is really, really specific. No, I don't want Kemp starting every second day at second base. That's really disappointing. Have we had, Mullinex signed his, so did VC, so we can disable there. Noel Schultz, we need him to come along. I guess I can trade him. It doesn't really matter. Norge Vera is doing okay down in high A ball. Extreme ground ball pitcher with 4++ pitches. Who do we have that we want to try to trade? Cabrera's already fallen off. We only have 25 players on our roster. You would trade Noah Schultz? Can we get anything if we do that? Colas and Schultz. Eduardo Julian from Detroit, I guess. Got a bit of a bat. Austin Meadows. Cody Bellinger. It's just a whole lot of yuck. Lefty sidearm is useless. That's a lot of middling shit right there. Let's do it this way. Oops. Get rid of that. That's what I wanted to do. Hope we can get someone to develop. This is really disappointing. Our minor league system is just a disaster. Excuse me. Did any of you guys watch the women's title game today? I watched the very end of it just because I like to watch teams celebrate. It's a thing I have. Unless they're playing my team, in which case I won't watch it, but hope it isn't Crepes and Crepes. They closed the Cherry Creek location. That's too bad. I hear they make the best crepes that side of the Rockies. It's the women's college basketball tournament, Josh. The women's final was today. That's just bad. That's just bad. All right. So we'll opt out of Moncada's contract next season. So that frees up $25 million. Aaron Bummer was somebody I wanted to try to trade. Yeah, we're playing well there for a bit too. Yeah, losing Raphael, I think that sucks. Adames, his contract is up at the end of this season, or we can get Juan Yepes. I mean, that might not be a bad deal, right? Just to get some power in the minor leagues, and it gets Bummer off of our books, who isn't going to pitch for us at all this season, and that's 7.25 that we won't have to pay him next year. I am all for that. We don't even have to make a move to make it happen. Don't even have to make a move to make it happen. We can just put them where we put them. And let's just see. I'm going to do this because Random Task loves Oscar Colas, so we're going to try to trade him. Ripken Reyes. That's a cool name. That is a cool name. Kevin Newman. 4.6 an ARB. No thank you. That's funny. That's funny, Psycho. Yeah, you get that sometime. Hey, I just want to let you know that he hurt himself, but he's completely fine, and you don't have to worry about it. Okay, well, then why bother telling me? 40 and 53, 40 and 54. Yeah, but I don't want to pay him 4.6 in arbitration. You're losing Raphael, I don't know if it's directly related, but we've certainly not played. We've lost 4 straight since he went on the injured list. Make it 5 straight. As we just fall apart here in July. Yep, that's 6 in a row. Hey, we win a game. Let's go. Rosarena has a couple hits. Leon homers. Houck pitches 6 shutout. 13th in runs scored. Our bullpen's been really bad. It's kind of surprising. Kind of surprising. Oh, wow. King is just plummeted. That's not good. What if we do something like that? Oh, you're talking about like a real actual place random task. Again, I can never tell with you. Always unsure if you're being serious or if you're just screwing around. Graham Ashcraft. Extreme ground ball pitcher. He looks okay. Didn't pitch particularly well last year. Detroit constantly trying to trade Matt Manning. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we're closing in on that time. Jose Miranda. Jose Miranda was somebody who used to blow up in Out of the Park 23. He would have just unbelievable seasons, and he's a good bat. Where do we play him, though? I like the 65 contact against lefties. Heriberto Hernandez. Oh, you drove home from Southern Colorado with COVID? That's brutal. So they'll do this straight up for Michael King, which is a bit surprising. But then we're going to have 3 first basemen on our team. I suppose Andrew Vaughn's not that good. We can replace Vaughn with Miranda and then try to trade Vaughn. Saves us what's his ARB number next year? 2.8. So basically the same number as Vaughn. His ARB number next year is going to be 5.5. They're the same age. Miranda put up a 120 OPS. He's better defensively than Vaughn. Excuse me. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to turn around and try to trade Andrew Vaughn. He's not overly popular, so that shouldn't hurt us too much. Again, some average names, but Cody Morris could be a starter. He doesn't look terrible. Somebody I'll consider. Brian Abreu. He's always incredibly popular. 6 million ARB number next year. Which we can afford. I'm not concerned about the finances. Paredes, no. Do we go after someone like Brian Abreu? Tender shoulder. He's got a $6 million ARB number next season. We had Vaughn, who had a 5.5. I mean, this could help our bullpen. I mean, he's got tender shoulders, so we probably put him on the IL, but this would help our bullpen. We get anything else from Houston? I don't have much either. They've traded all their prospects, right? I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to do Abreu for Vaughn. We'll get a fan interest bump. It's slight, but it's a fan interest bump. So we're at 80. We'll put Miranda on the roster. He will play First base against righties. Are we still short a player on the? We're short 2 players now. We have 12 pitchers. We'll bring Abreu up. That gives us 13, and then we'll call up Cabrera. Rage can really carry you. Yes, it can. This will actually work out, I think. We can put Miranda in at first. Make Wallner the DH. Swap them around against righties. Swap them back around against lefties. And we'll run with that. Why do I have tired people? I shouldn't have tired players. Morel can start every 6th day. Moncada's tired at 3rd. He can start every 5th day there. Ahmed's tired at short. Start every 7th day there. I've done, I haven't done it this year, but every year for the last 5 years, 6, no, more than that. Every year for the last 8, because my dad died 5 years ago. So every year for the last 8 years, I've made multiple drives from Chicago to Boston. It's a 15-hour straight through. Get up, leave the house at like 2:30 in the morning, and get into Boston at dinner time. It's a haul. It is a haul, but it's fun. I don't mind making those. I love road trips. So we win there. We receive a trade proposal from Milwaukee. They want to send us Felix Valerio, who's not a very good first baseman, Austin Becker, who's not a very good pitcher, Hendry Mendez, who's not a very good outfielder. I'm good with that. And we win 4-3. Davis with a couple of hits. Rosarena with a pinch hit. A couple RBIs. Dylan Cease still looking for that first victory of the year. We got Seattle now for 3 games. 55-44 Seattle Mariners team. Game 1. Goes to Seattle. Game 2. This is concerning. That's not concern. It's frustrating because I thought we were going to be better than this when the season started. We went 8-4. Miranda's at 364 so far. Parker Meadows, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Davis drives into. Moncada drives into. Fried picks up his 8th win of the year. Does anybody want Yoan? Because, I mean, ultimately, we're going to decline the option. So even if we have to retain, we may as well see what we can get for him. What if I retain it all? Yeah, if we stop, we usually stop in eastern Ohio someplace. The midway point of the drive is just outside of Cleveland. Wow, nobody wants Moncada at all, huh? Even with 100% retained. That's a bit surprising. No coffee. That I couldn't do. All right, so it doesn't look like anybody is interested in Yoan Moncada at all. Yeah, I mean, I think we just give Arozarena the rest of the year, see how he does the rest of the year, and then talk about it in the offseason. We will decline Moncada's option. That'll be $25 million, so it'll kick us down to about $116-ish million. We'll probably be able to save a little bit on some of these ARB cases as well. Start deadline day. Yeah, me either, Psycha. I absolutely could not. I am not interested in that. Anybody that is interesting here? Nope. Jalen Beeks. Nope. Again, it's all players whose contracts are expiring, so which we're not really interested in. Pablo Lopez, maybe. Let's see what he wants. No, I mean, we don't need Pablo. We can go sign Pablo Lopez in the offseason if we really want him. Kluber, no. It's just all free agents, people that we're not interested in. All right, let's just go ahead and finish the day. We don't need to play the deadline game. We got a trade proposal that we can't do anything with because the deadline's passed. We win 3-1. Henry Davis 2 for 4. Having a pretty nice rookie campaign. Yeah, he literally is coming out in like every single game, so he's not getting a ton of plate appearances. But look at that. He's on pace for a 4-WAR season. Detmers gets the win as that ERA under 5. Let's go ahead and sim to August 1st. We will look at player development, and we will call it a stream because it's 9 o'clock, and I'm going to go relax for a little bit because I got to work tomorrow, and I got a busy day ahead of me. Work until about 2:45, and then I've got a soccer game to broadcast tomorrow night, which I'm looking forward to. So we got the pitcher of the month, Chris Rodriguez, a little bit of development. There's stamina dropped, but I don't care because we're going to use him out of the bullpen. Ellard gets better. Crochet looks like he gets a little better. His control dropped, but his stuff and his movement got better. Eric Getty's stuff gets worse, but he still looks all right. He's not having anywhere near as good a season as he did last year, but he still looks fine. That hurts. Marcelo Mayer's ratings dropped. His current eye dropped. His potential power dropped. Lane Ramsey, Jared Kelly gets better. Norge Vera gets better. Caleb Appleby continues to get better. Yeah, he's starting to look really good. So Zach Jaloff gets better. Okay. I mean, he's still not there, but he's raking an A-ball, so we'll call him up to AA. Cool. We got the pitcher of the month in the American League. Max Fried was 4-1 with a 2.81. So it is August 1st. We are 44-58. It has been another disappointing season for the White Sox. That was our first winning month, 13-12. So, maybe we can finish August and September strong like we did last year. Hopefully, Rafaela's ratings don't drop from him being out with the broken kneecap, and he can come back healthy as our starting shorts. His infield range dropped. That is concerning and disappointing and upsetting. But worst case scenario, he'll come in and he'll be our starting center fielder or something next season. So that's going to be it, guys. I'm going to call it here. I'm going to go ahead and offline. I'll sim to the end of the regular season because you guys don't want to watch me lose for 2 months. So the next episode that comes out probably Wednesday, I'll probably record it sometime during the day, Tuesday, get it posted Wednesday, will be the next off season for the White Sox. So we're kind of moving through this at a rapid pace, but that's what happens when we're bad. We don't need to watch the end of the regular season and see exactly how bad we are. So guys, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I had a lot of fun, as I always do, and I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday night. And that's going to do it. Bye, guys.